Hey there, Cloggers. It is me, Brian Bond. You're back with the YouTube channel BriCLOGGER. Do me a favor before you do anything else. Click the subscribe button. We're almost to 1,000. We need to get to 1,000. And also click the bell for notifications. Share this video if you like it. Today we're at part 3 of our interview with Dennis COBIA. He's going to talk a little more about Clog America, what it is, and some of his favorite experiences with clogging. I hope you enjoy the interview. Check out my next one coming up with Burton Edwards and Steps with Hannah Johnson coming soon.
We got them rehearsed, we got everything squared away, and we left on our very first tour, and in 1991, and it was so successful.
Wow.
We were a little shy on our band, but the dancers were just tremendous, and cool. We just had to do something about the band, and then from then on, we've just been totally, a pretty professional, semi-professional group.
You had some amazing cloggers go on your trip too. A lot of that I know, a lot that work with Powerhouse. I mean, Connor, Addison, Haley, Lisa, Timothy. I mean, and Caden Maines, Austin Maines, who are up and coming big time now.
Yes, they are.
They're superstars.
And they're tour with us this summer.
I follow it, but I didn't know what it was for a long time. You know what's funny is, I've been clogging for 38 years now, and I didn't know what Clog America was till about 5 years ago. I hadn't heard.
Probably my fault because I knew who you were, and I just was so busy, and I'm just really sorry that I didn't reach out to you more. I know that Grant Pettengill was very close. I was very close to him.
Yeah.
And he was really one of my great assistants, and and I would just take people that I knew had great skills, take them with me on these workshops that I would do, and I of course Grant has died, and so we all miss him terribly, but Kent King, another one of my assistants that was just a wonderful, wonderful support and help. And he married Lene Tucker, who Lene's dad was one of the early dancers with me.
Is that Terry Tucker?
Terry Tucker. And Terry started to dance, was able to get the school district in Alpine School District to actually let him teach a clogging group in school. You're just doing an awesome job. We need to interview you.
Hey, that's a great idea. Let's do it. Who wants to interview Brian Bond? No, I'd love to. I'd love to talk about myself. Right. So really quick. So Clog America, this year's 30 years, and you said it's going to be the last. So you go to Europe for 6 weeks. You take about 30 people.
Well, we've alternated a little bit once in a while, but normally we take a group of about 40 with us on tour, and we dance at international festivals. And after the first 4 or 5 years, we really got to be well known because just BYU and a few people in the South would go there, but they weren't as organized as we were. And as BYU was, and then BYU started not going as much, and we just kind of took over that spot,
Yeah.
And so our reputation in Europe is just impeccable.
That's a beautiful thing. And think of the millions of people, literally millions of people that you've shared American clogging with. That's incredible. That's such a big deal. That's a big deal.
Yeah, we're very proud of that, and we have friends all over the international, the kind of countries, and we've developed those friendships, and have those wonderful things to look back on and to be a part of. There's actually festivals here in the United States, and we've gone to those also.
Nice.
And of course, that's just something that we want to make sure that people know that we're there to teach, we're there to be international and national ambassadors.
Absolutely.
the United States and also our dance form.
Absolutely.
And it, it just works well to be able to do that. In 1976, they had a Philadelphia parade that celebrated,
Bicentennial, yeah.
And it was nationally televised parade, and they picked 2 acts from each state to go and be in that parade. And Utah was selected, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, and us.
That's awesome.
Cloggers. And so we went back to Philadelphia, and we went through the parade and had a ball, met all these wonderful people from around the United States, and we were all together at the end of the parade, and we all looked around at each other, and he said, "Well, I guess we'll see you all in another 200 years."
That's funny. That's funny. Oh, you know what I would love? I don't know if you have any of this stuff on video. I want to see it. Another thing I'm trying to do on my channel is get all my old competition videos, Utah Open, Steel Family Invitational, Hee Haw, digitized and put online. I've had people email me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, that's me at the 27-minute mark, and I haven't seen me clog for 30 years, right? Like, it's exciting to preserve that and share that history with people. So I would love to. I don't know if you have any videos of some of that older stuff.
Brian, I have 2 huge containers full of VHS.
Oh my gosh, we need to go through that sometime. Assuming we're all free to mingle and mix, I should stop by and visit and say hello. Or you come see the show.
We're praying the same thing for the tour this summer, because last year's tour was totally ready to go, and we had to cancel. I totally admire what you're doing, and wish you the best in it, and anything that we can do together again and to help out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that we reconnected, Dennis, I absolutely will keep it in mind that if I have an idea of something that you can help me, I can help you, I'll definitely be in touch. 2 things before we wind up. I want you to give me, if you don't mind, just real quick, 2 or 3 of the most important clogging experiences, moments of your clogging life.
Oh, wow. That's pretty tough. I guess one of the biggest things early in my career was when I went to Fontana Village. Fontana Village is the heart of clogging. Yeah. It's a very inaccessible way of getting there. You have to take a highway or a road that winds back and forth for miles. And when you get there, it's another world. And that's where I became really, really hooked. And because it was such an amazing experience to go to Fontana Village every year and either teach a workshop or go to a competition, take a group there. One year we actually went up there, danced from Utah, real outsiders from the South. Yeah. And my kids won the elementary championship.
Love it. It's funny, Bonnie and Brian said the same thing. Fontana Village was one of the first things that really locked them into hooking them on clogging. It was so exciting, they said.
And I used to do things with Bill Nichols. We taught a workshop together, and Owen was always there because she was young. Yeah. And so, we worked her to a bone. And
she's adorable. I just love Simone. She's fun.
Yeah. So I almost had her on to come on tour with us.
Oh, I should talk to her and see what her schedule. We should try to go this year together.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. You are welcome. If we go, you can come. Another was the very first festival that I held in Provo with the Freedom Festival, the first National Cloggers Festival. And it was such a success and so unique that everybody was just, had their interest picked. And then a year or 2 later, I had Burton Edwards come out. Burton at that time was just an amazing. He would just float across the stage.
Yeah.
And once in a while throw a tap dance or a step in. He'd float, and then he'd hit the floor a few times, then he'd float.
Yeah.
But he was amazing, and I never forget the paper doing an interview with him. And they said, Burton, how long you been clogging? And he held up a couple of little baby booties, and he says, ever since I was in these.
He really has, because his dad was a great clogger too, right?
Yeah, and so he and I'd get into it on a stage. We'd dance. He'd dance, and I'd come out and try to mimic him, which was impossible. But
you know what? Mimicking you is impossible too. You've got such a great style. I just love it. You've got those long legs, and it's just so much fun to watch. It's like really it's like the heart and soul kind of clogging, right?
Well, it's the old school, but you know, and it's it's amazing that that was a great experience to be able to have that just within me.
Nice.
And then I guess probably the most thing I was most amazed at is I used to, you know, because I was so involved at back east and doing so many workshops and doing stuff, I was asked to judge major competitions like Silver Dollar City, Opryland, things like that. Judge them. And I just had such wonderful experiences. In fact, I'll never forget, People magazine was just starting, and they came to Opryland, and we had the competition going on, and they wanted to introduce a judge or interview a judge. And so Opryland asked me to go out because I had history to interview with People magazine. And that was one of the very first interviews they ever did.
Wow. Oh, that's great.
That was a really cool thing. And afterwards, we always went out, a lot of the dance teams and judges and everybody, we'd go to a barbecue or a dance hall where they served, you know, really good foods. And we would have so much fun just dancing and just interacting with one another.
Stands out.
You know, great experiences like that with the different places and or different places that I was able to judge and be able to have those wonderful experiences with other dancers and other instructors.
Yeah.
And then that, I think the following couple of years, when we used to take the dance teams out to the competitions, I actually placed in the top 10 when I was 46 years old.
I remember, I believe I remember those years. And because I met you first, we went to Silver Dollar City with you and Corner Canyon Kickers. And so that was around that time that you were in the top 10. Dennis, I have so enjoyed talking to you today. Thank you so much for making time.
Without a doubt, you better subscribe. We want this to go big time.
That's right. So subscribe to BriCLOGGER right now, you guys. You're going to get more interviews with people like Dennis COBIA, Burton Edwards. We did Brian and Bonnie Steele, all those others I mentioned. More contests. The clogging scholarship we're going to do next year. Our virtual competition we did last year is going to go again. Crowd pleaser. So subscribe right now if you love clogging like I do, you guys. Dennis, thanks a lot. Don't hang up yet. I'm going to hang up the call, but don't hang up quite yet. Bye, everybody. I want to thank Dennis COBIA for spending some time talking to me today and sharing his stories with all of us. If you know a clogger you think would be great for a sit-down conversation for our YouTube channel, give me a shout. Let me know. Private message me. You guys subscribe, share, and like. Have a great day. Thanks.